So a couple of weeks ago I showed a video of a little soundboard using GUI 0, and a couple of people recommended that I actually use Pygame because it's better for handling the audio and also gives me a little bit more flexibility. So that's what I've done. This is the little 7-inch display, so I've got, if I can get this thing to scroll, the program here. And what it does, it reads in a config file. It's set up for theaters with a Act 1 and an Act 2. I'll give you a quick demonstration. So let's close this down. Close that down. See if I can get this to run. Execute. So it's set to run full screen. Does some jiggery pokery. So I have the options to go between Act 1 and Act 2. There's a quit button in the corner, so I can just go back to Act 1. The only thing is, for long tunes it takes a while to start. So the ones that work well are the short ones. So things like that works really well. Or but if I want to play something long, it takes a while to buffer it to begin with, but then it kicks in. And I've added a button to be able to stop it at any time. So you can see that works. And then when you go to the second half, you just press the button to go to the second half. Then you press your button to start. Again, it plays. Stop that. So you can see it just works. And when you're finished, you press quit and it goes back to the desktop. At the moment, the buttons are locked to being, I can't remember, 100 pixels high or something like that. But the width is dynamic, so the more buttons there are, the narrower they will be. It works out the maximum number that can fit in the width, and then it does it. So it does 2 rows of buttons. I apologize. So 2 rows of buttons, but it works out the widths that are needed for it. Because you saw in that one, the first row, if I can get this to work, the first set there was 8 and the second set is 10. So you'll see 8, 10 buttons, and it just dynamically changes the width of each of the buttons based on the number of them that are there, and then it just plays. Which, you know, it's kind of fun. So it's a pity that it just takes so long to buffer proper songs, we'll say. So if I do, let's see which one. If I do this one, that's a long time to wait. That's a very long time to wait. So I got to figure out how to stop that delay, because with that delay it kind of doesn't work, but the principle works. So for a sound effects board, it'll definitely function, where the sound effects are short rather than 3, 4, 5 minutes long. So for anything short, it definitely works, and with dynamic buttons it works really well. And of course it's touchscreen, but it can just work just as well with a mouse, and it's all programmed on Python using Pygame on a Raspberry Pi, and this is running on a 3B plus. Those who are eagle-eyed are just wondering that yellow lightning basically means I don't have enough power going to the Pi and the touch screen, because I'm using a makeshift power supply for this. It will run off a proper power supply in the end. And that's it. And then when done, just quit, back to the desktop.